We on the groove. We are on a groove. We are on the move as well. I am enjoying this this money frequency series, man. It's pretty dope. Pretty fucking dope. Uh Seeing it play out in real time, you heard? Seeing it play out in real time. You know what I mean? And I want to go ahead and continue on from what I was talking about. So this is like take 3, but it's all good. I first want to get this thought out. You know what I mean? See, realize in life that what I have come to life to realize is that you know how we get told we're neurodivergent, you know, autistic, and basically all the spectrum ways to say that we're mentally ill, right? And I always question that thought, that mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, how are we mentally ill? You know, those of us that are the go getters. You know, the ones that are the readers, the writers, the creators, the actors, the performers, the realists. You know what I'm saying? The ones who take responsibility, the ones who have the traits of what uh strong characteristics are in this world were made to believe we were the weakest. You know what I'm saying? When the people who are the weakest think that they are the strong characters, right? Because they'll fight everybody in the room. You feel me? Type shit. And the thing is, I have come to really see um, what is happening is this is more of the reason why you have to move in silence. Okay, this is a reason why you have to move in silence. I don't ever really want to talk about my daughter in college. I don't care about talking about it here, but I never really want to talk about it. Somebody talk about it, I'm like, oh, she's great. You know, I'm very positive. She's great. She loves it because she do. She loves it. She loves it. And I'm like, but I never really want to talk about her. You know, and the reason why I don't is because I ain't meeting nobody else's daughter who's in college. I only met only saw one other person who had a college graduate daughter, and I didn't even get to tell him congratulations on that. But who who's to say he's a part of that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know that motherfucker. So other than that, I ain't meeting people like that. Then I look at everything about my life and how I move and shit like that. Choices I made as a mom and shit like that. And I want to say that that experience I had yesterday was beautiful to me. Now I know, I know, Bay was not very happy about that, and I understand why she was upset. You know, and I understand why Bay was like, "Yo, how they gonna say your attendance you when you when basically you were sick? That wasn't your fault that you were sick." And what hit me was what somebody had told me. And I said, these motherfuckers is spiteful. These motherfuckers is spiteful. You know? And you understand this type of behavior is like, ugh, this type of behavior, I had a thought yesterday, and I was like, I see why people hate women. Like, as far as like the ones that, like, since I've come to watch and see things, and I was like, I see why people hate women, but it's so much on a deep level because I can see also why women like myself move the way that I do, or any woman as me, we move the way that we do. You know, we don't want people in our business. We don't really want people to know if we have children, if at all. We don't really want any woman to feel like we're on the same level so they can just chit chat and talk about the same thing with us. We we really make it clear in our own silent way that you and I are not the same, bitch. You hear what I'm saying? And it is a thing because of the male fucking brain. When you walk out here and you're a different woman, they don't know how to respond to you. You get what I'm saying? That I'm starting, like, I don't really have to deal with males like that, but I've noticed that they still don't know how to respond to a woman that's just like, you got 60 seconds. What do you want? Like that kind. What do you want? You know what I'm saying? Just shaking and moving. Or a woman who just doesn't even talk. Even if he does say things or whatever, and I guess he think it's funny, or like, I really can understand this shit, and I can see how other women can hate women like that as well, because they can hate you for being the way that you are, especially the ones who try to use their what they call humbling tactics, and then they try to be a friend, like, and it doesn't work. That's why I always tell y'all with that covering situation, when I did that shit, I did, and I booted all them bitches off my motherfucking page. They ain't like that shit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you have to really move different as a beautiful woman out here. You really do. You have to realize, like, you have to stand on this. Like, this person's not pretty. This, do you understand now? Since I've changed my eating habit, this food that just does not, I don't have no need for. Like yesterday, I got a turkey wrap, and I got the turkey wrap because it was like turkey, lettuce, no cheese or nothing in it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's the best thing for me to get. Then pinwheels and all that other shit, right? So I got a turkey wrap, and I got a vanilla pudding. And I learned something too. When I weigh myself, I have to weigh myself after I shower. Like, I have to get out of the shower and then weigh myself, because I noticed that if I try to weigh myself after, right after I come to work, I realize I'm always like a pound or 2 pounds. Like, isn't that, you know what I'm saying? Even if I have my clothes off, whatever, it's something about my body that feels heavier. So I have to weigh my body after. Now, yesterday, I actually made myself eat. I did. I made myself eat, but next time I'm not going to do that. Next time I'm not going to do that. I learned the lesson there. I was like, no, I'm going to just make sure I start carrying my supplements or something with me. Um, I have supplements I'm supposed to take in the morning and stuff like that. But I was actually good. I was literally sipping green tea yesterday. And I was good. Like, I didn't even have the need to have food in my body, but I made myself eat something yesterday, and I was like, good, some turkey will be good to put in my body or whatever I may have you. But it looks like next time, and I put some balsamic, raspberry balsamic vinegar over it. It was really good. It filled me up. You know what I'm saying? It was like a real. It felt like a healthy meal for me. You know what I'm saying? To eat a turkey and balsamic, but I'm realizing too, I'm about to start flipping over and looking at the calories and shit in that motherfucking that food. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't trying to go backwards. You feel me? And my weight go up. But the point is this: um, when you start looking at your money, you're gonna start looking at your body. You're gonna start looking at your health. You're gonna start looking at other things around you. You're gonna get detail about every other thing around you. Trust me when I tell you. When you start appreciating your money and your wealth, you're going to start carrying your money differently. You're going to start doing your money differently. You're going to start looking at your money differently, right? You're going to start measuring your money differently. Um, and you're going to have an appreciation for your money. Sitting down and getting to know your money, you may make sure when you do your letter to your money that you do whatever you named your money. You say, you know, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do in this relationship? What direction should we go to multiply us, right, together? You know, it's how you gotta talk to your money, and your money will give you that direction. And this is why when that situation happened to me where I got rejected, I was like, and you know what? It wasn't rejection. I just got my answer. It wasn't rejection. I got my answer. Um, that made me feel happy because that was the answer to uh, what needs to happen for me as far as the direction I need to go. Yesterday I was talking, you know, our words are our wand, right? Right. You know, it's so funny because the God body say word is bond, bro. Word is bond. And the word is bond. Word is your wand, right? And it's just, you know, the God bodies, they got a lot of wisdom, man. If you really, really listen, they just didn't have the spirituality part balanced, but they have a lot of wisdom, you know. And the thing is, uh I was sitting down, we were having a conversation. It was just so funny because one of the coworkers was just going in about this lady who was a practitioner and how deep she got into it and all this and that. And I was laughing to myself because she said the lady had a pillow, a silk pink pillow with a bow on it. And I was like, oh, that's the fucking Lady Damadora. I forgot her name, you know. And I was like, oh, it's interesting. She's talking about that lady because she's the deity that deals with love, but she's also a deity that everybody says she doesn't like women as well. But she's also a very clean deity as well. Very, very clean deity. So Lady Damadura, whatever. If I'm saying her name right, I probably know who I'm talking about. She goes by two different names. And so no. I know what I'm talking about. And so she was just talking about this lady and this and that, and how she cut her hair and this, that, and third. And I felt like she cut her hair because she was protecting her. I don't feel like she was trying to hurt her. You know what I'm saying? The lady just, you know, it was just interesting. And when I listened to this conversation, I was like, yeah, this is why those of us that are any type of spiritual woman or any type of thing, we have to keep our shit under wraps. You know, we have to really be quiet about who we are because that's our superpower. Because, you know, when I start going in the temple, you know, I'll have these conversations with you all about why it's important as any woman who's a spiritual woman, why it's very important for you to know how to fight back spiritually. You know what I'm saying? And what to do and etiquette to that because there's any woman, especially if you have anything outside of an American bloodline in you, I don't give a damn where you are from. Your spiritual practices are different. Your way of spirituality is different. Your way of your mind is different. And your experiences here with the other Americans is very different as well. I don't give a fuck if you were born here and you're considered an FBA. You need to go into your family bloodline. If your bloodline stretches outside of these states, you are not going to, and you're a beautiful person on top of that. You have, you know, pretty, you know, you're very beautiful. You've been beautiful all your life. You got a different spirit than these people here. You need to understand that. So now, what I'm getting at, so what else is going on with you? You also need to understand something else. I told y'all, when you get into this information and you apply it, Life ain't gonna be the same for you. Your mind ain't gonna be the same. Conversations and people ain't gonna be the same for you. It ain't gonna be the same. It ain't gonna be the same. And I listened to them people talk, and I listened. It was two people talking, and I was like, and they were going in about good and evil and God and this, that, and the third. And I sat back and I said to myself, nah, bro, that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers will try you on the spiritual realm. They will try you, and your spirit will pick that shit up, and you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what the fuck you gotta do. See what I'm saying? Because, like I said, that's the conversation to go inside of the temple for y'all to have. Because trust me, that the temple conversations is coming. Well, I gotta talk to y'all on a more very, very private. Oh shit! Who calling me? Who this? Why does that look familiar? Hello? Hello? Yeah, nobody, of course. I don't know why I be answering. I don't even know why I bother answering them damn calls. And so here's a big thing for you to also take tremendous notes of. Don't play with this shit, man. Don't take this shit as a joke. If you take this shit as a joke, just leave now. I ain't got time. Don't this information. Let me tell you something about me. Let me tell you something about me. When I say I'm a master researcher, I'm not just bragging. I'm being very honest. I have researched something years ago, and I did not blog on it. Okay, and I found it was about the word king, and how was the word associated with a woman? It was an actual Egyptian, uh, what's that? Philosopher, historian, everything straight up from Egypt. Okay, he said the word king comes from the word ankh, and he said the word king was associated with the woman, and he broke it all down. I almost didn't want to believe it, and for some fucking reason, someone got a hold to that and distorted that information. And I remember I was going to blog on that shit, and I didn't. So you need to understand, as you know, and there's other things too, but that's just one of them. Understand that when I research some shit, I research. And when I find things, I find things. Okay. So that's where this is the realm of frequency that you are in when you come over here with a Bitsy the writer. All right. And a lot of times, the shit I find, I realize why that person who was around me, that was an artist too, and shit like that, and who I learned a lot from and shit, I realize why they grabbed onto me the way that they did. I didn't see it then, but now I see why they saw it in me. They knew that about me. They knew that about me. They knew I would be someone that would apply this shit. And I know I had my hangups and shit, but now life is, I've grown and I see more and I've experienced life and people, and I'm thankful for it all. I am. And the thing is, you have to know how to see yourself. You have to know how to look in that mirror. Okay. It's like that song by Michael Jackson. I'm talking to that man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. As something, no message I could make any clearer. And then he made a song. And I don't know if Michael wrote that song or not. You gotta look at yourself and make a change. Notice that change was a big word in that song. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. That's how you have to do this. You have to know yourself. Okay? You have to know your energy. You have to know why people do the things they do to you. When you're in tune with yourself like that, you understand why was that conversation happening? Because that was my energy. That wasn't my energy, but that was my energy. You feel me? And so me, I listen to that, but I know. You see, I know what they're talking about. And the other one that was trying to explain it to the lady, you're not gonna make me fumble and stumble. Y'all motherfuckers is fucked up out here. Y'all fucked up. A lot of us gotta take it to the motherfucking altar. Okay? Now, for those of you that are intuitive and that get your downloads, as they call them, right? I have another word for that, but for the sake of YouTube, I'm gonna say downloads, okay? When you get your downloads or your spiritual message from your guides or however you get your messages, I understand. Let me tell you something. Do you understand that as you tap into this level of frequency, that you're going to become more intuitive and knowing, and you're going to have wisdom. You're going to be able to look at people and know shit. You see what I'm saying? And so take heed to that. Okay? Take heed to that. But also have control where it does not consume you. And I'm going to give you an example of why. Right? I want to tell you why. Yesterday, I got a download, right? Just to let y'all know I'm going to be talking. Yesterday, I got a download. And the download was about somebody that is friends to somebody, right? And it all came to me when I looked at a picture and I saw something, right? I just happened to glance and see something and I was like, and that's when the download started. And I said, you know what? I don't really got time for this poor shit. No, I really did. I said, I really don't have time for this poor shit. And I had to come to realize something. And I want to tell y'all something. I need y'all to hear me very, very clearly. When you decide to deal with other people, you need to know, okay, they have family and they deal with their family how they deal with their family, and you cannot do nothing about that, okay? They have friends that are leeches and that linger, and sometimes you really can't do nothing about that. And I was talking to my partner yesterday, and I was like, listen, I was like, yo, I told her straight up. I said, look, there's a lot of this is how people are. This is what comes with people. You know what I'm saying? I said it's just something with people. Just have friends that are no good, family members. I was not mean about it. I wasn't like, it was just I wasn't cruel. I was like, I get it's your family. I'm not gonna ever talk. I'm never gonna come between somebody and their fam. But I was like, they always just people just be having these friends that are just no good. That just people just look at them like this person is not your friend. And I said it in my own kind of way around what I'm saying. And I was like, I just accept this is human nature. It is. It's human nature. And this is why I'm saying to you, you have to be prepared for these things when you are in a fucking relationship, man. It's just how it's if the boundaries are being crossed. And the download I got was pretty much that this person is just not right in the head. They're not right in the head. They have fucked over a lot of people. They have taken money from people and not paid them back. They have they have done such fucked upness to everybody. And I'm not special to the fucked upness. I'm just a little bit more aware of the fucked upness. And this person did not think I was until they realized that I was. You see what I'm saying? And then then they try shit, but it's not working. They get what I'm saying? It's just not working. And I'm like, this is poor shit. This is poor behavior. This is poverty stricken fucking thinking. I don't have time to care. You see what I'm saying? Because when you're on a mission, these little teeny tiny things are just they're nothing but a distraction. It reminds me of a guy once told me, he said this woman would give him head, right? And he said that she gave head so good. He said she always gave him head. And he said one day he thought about it and was like, something ain't right about this, right? He said something ain't right about this. And he stopped. And I get, I got it then, but I get it now. Like, there are just some things that you have to be like, bro, I can't, this is taking me off my mission. That's the point. This is distracting me. Whatever that was with that woman, she probably was taking time away for whatever he was building. You feel me? This man had owned clubs. This man has owned, he does own his own trucking company. Before that, he had just a lot of things. He did a lot of businesses and stuff he did, and sales and all this kind of stuff he did, right? And this is what I'm trying to say, that um that look at that. Did you see what that just said? We're gonna end up playing this anyway, but I love the words across the screen. You'll find surrounded by situations that bless you in return. True. Okay, so you can't allow yourself to be pulled away of your goals and your mission. Okay. Now, how do you have a relationship and do this? I ain't the one to talk to you about relationships. I do my relationship the way I do. I had this discussion literally yesterday. I was like, look, can you understand that? Hold on, hold on, y'all. 1 second, because we're gonna get into that relationship. Let's get into that relationship. I said, I need you to understand that I'm a woman that's ambitious. I'm in school. I got my media company. I got things going. You know what I'm saying, for myself, that I'm shaking and moving. I'm saving my money up. All these things, right? She understood. She was like, about the time that she, tries to get for herself and things that she does for other people. And I was like, I don't remember what I said to her. This is why I say I'm not the one to talk to about relationship stuff, because the way I do my relationship, we don't see each other every day. We don't live with each other. We don't see each other every day. And I had posed some questions. I'm like, well, where do you see this going? Are we going to be living together apart? Is that going to be our relationship? And then that's when the conversation came up about, well, other people, and I see how you respond, and this, that, and the third. And I was like, you know what? I don't care no more. I said that was me in the past. I was like, well, but you still did it. I said, yeah, but that's me in the past. Who I am now, from getting sick and then having a family member situation, that should change me. It did. It just, getting sick, and the family member who had their situation got me the way I am now. Okay? Like I'm not the same. And I was like, I really don't care because I really don't care, you know? And don't know if they believe me or not. I couldn't really read that if they believe me or not, but I just don't. And I asked some questions. Do you care if I haven't met your family or this, that, and the third? And they expressed how they felt about that. And I was like, well, if it's important to you, then set something up. I just make sure my hair done. You know what I'm saying? I just make sure my hair done. Okay. Now, another thing. I don't see the person I'm with every day. Okay. I don't I don't talk to them on the phone every day. We do keep text messages every day. The text messages does stay going, okay? That we keep in contact with. If we talk, let me make it clear. I won't say we don't talk every day. When we do talk on that phone, it's not long, okay? But when we see each other, we see each other. We have a good time. We go out. We talk all day. Sometimes we don't. We chill, we relax. Sometimes we cuddle. It depends. But when we see each other, we see each other, you know? So I pose, these questions. Now, what am I? Let's get back to all of y'all. Okay, let's get back to my crew over here. I can't tell you how to have your relationship. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this though. You're gonna look at relationships different when you begin to handle your money different. I hope you heard that. You're gonna look at relationships different when you begin to handle your money different. It ain't gonna be the same, boo. Trust me when I tell you. You ain't going You ain't gonna sit here. Trust me when I tell you, you're not gonna sit here and handle your money smarter and wiser and not handle your relationships the same way. And I'm gonna tell you why. You're gonna realize that the way somebody handles their money is the way that they handle themselves. I told my partner yesterday, I said, don't say you broke. Don't know you're not broke. Don't say you broke. You will be divinely supplied. She's like, no, I'm broke. I said, oh, so much for us teaching about words is our wand, right? She's like, no, I'm broke. And it's like, no, no, no. You will be divinely supplied. Because even around me, I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to speak the way I speak. Okay. You're not putting that energy around me. All right. So you're going to do relationships different. Okay. You're going to do everything in your life is going to start changing. I really promise you this. Here's another thing. I had to get out of my ego. Okay? Let me make that clear. I had to get out of my ego. All right? Because if I stayed in my ego, I would try to see her all the time, be up under her, make us live together, all to prove a point to what? A peasant? Okay? And this is what we have to be very careful. You have people out here who are getting married, who are, running into a relationship, all of this stuff just to prove that, just to prove a friend wrong, just to prove an ex, just to prove a something. You are not going to live like that when you focus on your money. Okay? You're just not going to live this way. You're going to follow. There's 7 laws of money, then there's 12 laws of money, then there's 48 laws of money. However you're going to follow this money frequency, it's going to reflect in your life. Another thing, you are going to get much more quiet about your finances. you are going to look at people who you pay to, and you're going to start realizing you don't want to give them your money anymore, because you can feel that they do not spend money wisely, or they do not know how to handle money wisely. They hoard it, but yet they spend it fast. You're going to pick that up. You're also going to start seeing other things. But that's for the temple talk. Okay. Now, this video that's playing right now, I like the introduction. Damn, it's almost done. That's how long I've been talking. That shit at 34:44. Let me see what chapter it went to. Aligning actions with abundant thinking. Well, isn't that what I was just talking about? You will align your actions with abundant thinking. You will. So we're going to go ahead and play the introduction to this. I want to make sure you understand something that is across the screen. Words are living forces of energy. So your word is your wand. Your words is the thing that is where magic happens for you. Your words is where you manifest. I learned this years ago when I was learning about letters connected to numbers, words connected to numbers, and shit like that. Your words are living forces of energy, because the tongue is a weapon. That's why it says, "No weapons formed against me shall prosper." It's saying that no negative words. See, you remember the woman who had the fake friend? And the woman was like, "I prayed that you didn't get this, and I prayed that you didn't get that." People will go in the spirit realm and try to get you like that, bro. You have to be motherfucking careful. You have to be more careful. Nobody likes the spiritual woman because she's in tune with the shit. Nobody likes it. I'm gonna tell you the real reason nobody likes spiritual women. Because spiritual women don't talk about her shit. See, when I talked about when I when I talked to Bay's bestie, yeah, I know that's a lot, but y'all heard what I said. I told that bitch what kind of book I had. Now, do I often talk about that book to people? No, I fucking do not. But something in my spirit needed her to know that's how deep I go with my spiritual practices. Okay? That bitch needed to know, because I don't talk about that. So you got to pay attention to, one second. Oh, excuse me. You got to pay attention to even how you respond to certain people. Because something in me was like, why did I even tell her that? But that was the universe telling me that's how dark she is. You see? Be careful with that bitch. It ain't you. You are only reflecting who she is. That was the first time you ever talked to her on the phone. If that's the first thing that she asking you that, and that's the first fucking thing, it's telling you who the fuck she is and how she get down. You see how it is? So you have to pay attention to shit like that. Sometimes you might be like, why the fuck did I even talk about it? Did I let that person influence me? No, bitch. That's the universe telling you who the fuck that bitch is. See what I'm saying? I had a whole Christian woman at work that has a book on demonology. And she was talking to another one. She said, I read this book because I want to know who they are. I want to know how they move and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. And she talked about the book. And I heard it. And I don't say nothing because you don't fucking know what people do. I don't give a fuck what they put on the outside and what they praise and how they use the word God. I don't give a fuck. I don't use that word because I don't know what the fuck. I say God body. I know what I say. Other people, I follow my intuitions of what I feel when they say that shit. If I feel uncomfortable when you say that shit, that means that you want some other shit. I pay attention to that. I do. It's not the word God. It's your energy that bothers me. You need to listen to that. So here's another thing that uh, I also paid attention to with everything is that um, when I got the download that this particular person um, is aware, and it's like I said, this is a temple conversation for y'all. I was like, for what reason did this person want to believe that I wasn't? What did this person think they were going to get, and that was it? The person, that's the thing about being the spiritual woman, is that we have a way, again, this is a temple conversation. When you learn this information, let me be transparent here. You're going to have a way of moving in silence. Okay? You're just going to have a way. No matter what anybody talk to you about, you know how to move in silence. You know how to get quiet. You know how to listen. You know when to speak. Like yesterday, when that manager told me, "Hey, did you get the message?" I was like, "Yeah." And then he told me, "Listen, this is what they told me." And I was like, "Well, thank you for doing that for me. Thank you for even going up there and speaking for me. I thank them for that. Blessings to you for doing that. My ancestors, in my mind, I'm saying, I hope my ancestors send down some blessings to you for doing that for me. Because I mean that, you see? So it's that type of thing that are little things to pay attention to in life. Those are the things to pay attention to the most. I understand if you get the spiritual message and man, don't let that be something you pay attention. That's, remember, always say that's some poverty stricken shit. And trust me when I tell you, it's literally some poverty stricken shit, because poverty is the root of all evil. Poverty is where you want to talk about them demons and them devils and them demons, huh? Poverty, even listen, the demons got more motherfucking coof and decorum than them niggas. Then the motherfucker. That's the niggas is not any. That's any goddamn race. Okay, whatever low life name that you can think of, the demons got more coof than the motherfuckers. Okay, that's what I need you to understand. Now let me just continue on. Let me just get the introduction of this going, and we want to talk from it. Let's go.
I am the faithful servant, the obedient messenger of your thoughts and words.
The inner laws of money.
I am never idled. I flow where I am welcomed, and I multiply where I am honored. Some see me as scarce, and to them I am scarce. Some see me as abundant, and to them I am abundant. I am shaped by your vision. If you call me a problem, I will appear as a problem. If you call me a blessing, I will appear as a blessing. I am not here to punish or reward. I am here to reflect the pattern you hold within. I have been misunderstood for centuries. People have feared me, chased me, worshipped me, and even cursed me. Yet I am simple. I am like the river, I flow in channels prepared for me. I do not stop out of spite, nor surge out of favoritism. If your channel is narrow, my current is small. If your channel is wide and clear, I pour forth without measure. I do not belong to any one person, for I am always in motion. I do not grow stale when I am given, I grow stale when I am hoarded. Like air, I am meant to circulate. The one who releases me with joy sees me return with joy. The one who gives grudgingly calls me back grudgingly. The tone you use in sending me out is the same tone with which I return. When you think of me, think of life. Think of gardens in bloom, ships laden with treasures, hands extended in generosity. See me as your ally, not your adversary. Speak to me kindly. I hear every word you say about me. Call me easy to earn, easy to keep, easy to share, and you will find me arriving in ways that surprise you. I am not limited by your job, your background, or your circumstances. I come through countless doors. I come by inspired ideas, by sudden opportunities, by the meeting of the right person at the right time. I am moved by faith, not fear. When you say, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways, you throw open the gates to my arrival. If you have ever said, I can't afford this, I felt the wall you built against me. When you say, I choose to have this, I feel the invitation. You command me with your words, whether you know it or not. I am money. I am
Hey,
here to serve you, to help you create, to free your mind from needless worry. Welcome me without guilt. Use me without fear. Release me without doubt. For as you do, you will discover that I was never the master. You were. I am your tool, your mirror, your faithful friend.
yes.
And I will be to you exactly what you declare me to be.
Hmm.
If you'd like, I can also create a closing section in the same style to match this introduction so you're full.
That
I
person
am
that
money.
didn't,
Speech
that
has a
person,
complete arc.
you gotta watch the hook. That person that didn't like when "In God We Trust" was on the dollar bill, that motherfucker knew. That motherfucker knew magic. That was what that was really saying. Cause I even feel like "In God We Trust" was saying something about ourselves, as well as the word trust was we trust our money. We trust the, you see what I'm saying? Energetically. Just listen.
Money reflects your inner beliefs because it is not merely a physical object or a fixed amount in an account. It is a living mirror of your consciousness. Every thought you think about money, every emotion you attach to it, and every story you repeat about it creates an invisible pattern that money faithfully reproduces in your experience. If deep within you there is a belief that money is scarce, difficult to earn, or easily lost, then money will behave in a way that seems to prove you right. You will find opportunities slipping away, unexpected expenses appearing, and income streams drying up without explanation. This is not because money has a mind of its own, but because your beliefs act as a magnet drawing experiences that match their vibration. If, however, you hold within yourself the unshakable conviction that money is abundant, that it comes to you easily, and that you are worthy of having it, you will see the outer world rearrange itself to match that conviction. A belief is not just a casual thought. It is a thought charged with feeling, repeated so often that it becomes a fixed law in your subconscious mind. Money responds to these subconscious laws without fail, for it has no power except the power you give it through your consciousness. From childhood, many of us absorb the beliefs of our parents, teachers, and communities about money. If you were told repeatedly that money is hard to come by, that only certain people can have it, or that having too much is selfish, those statements may still live within you as unquestioned truths. You may work hard, set goals, or try new ventures, yet find that your results never exceed a certain limit. That limit is the boundary of your belief system. Until you transform the belief, the boundary remains. The relationship between money and your beliefs is like the relationship between a seed and the soil. The soil does not decide which seeds to grow, it simply nurtures whatever is planted in it. Your subconscious mind is the soil. Your beliefs are the seeds. Money is the harvest that grows according to the kind of seeds you plant.
All right,
If
let's
you
cut
plant
this back.
seeds of lack, fear, and doubt, you cannot expect to harvest abundance. If you plant seeds of prosperity,
How you plant the seeds, you plant the seeds, your words are the seeds that you're planting about your money. Teach get the book. I think I have my book playlist public. I'm gonna go back through that. There's a book about how to talk to yourself more kind. Just go, just type it in YouTube. You'll find a book. How to talk to yourself more kind. Teach yourself that. Write these words down. Teach yourself how to talk to yourself more kind. Okay. How to uh also words and how to speak to your money as well, from Florence Scovel Shen. Florence Scovel Shen. Her name is something. Where is this woman from? I think I read her. I got her birthday, but then I didn't. Do y'all know what I said her birthday? What her birthday and her zodiac sign was? Wasn't she like a Capricorn or something? This woman? I don't remember. But the point is, talk to yourself more kind, and you sow these seeds by your words. All right, let's go.
gratitude, and confidence, you will find your financial life growing strong and healthy. The truth
All
is,
right, we are.
money itself carries no emotion. It is neutral energy,
Okay. Money, this is the money as a reflection of your inner beliefs.
yet it faithfully reflects the emotional tone you associate with it.
Yes.
If you feel anxious when you think of money, you will unconsciously make decisions that keep you in situations where anxiety is justified. If you feel joyful and expectant when you think of money, you will naturally take actions and notice opportunities that bring more joy and increase your resources. This is why two people in identical circumstances can experience completely different financial realities. One sees opportunity everywhere, the other sees only obstacles, and both are proven right according to their beliefs. Your beliefs about money are not limited to the conscious thoughts you say out loud. They include the silent assumptions you carry about yourself. Whether you deserve good things, whether life supports you, whether the world is safe to prosper in. These hidden beliefs often show themselves in your automatic reactions. For example, if you receive unexpected money and your first thought is that something bad will happen to take it away, you are revealing a belief in loss rather than abundance. If you turn down an opportunity because you think it is too good to be true, you are showing a belief that good things are rare or unsafe. Money also reflects your beliefs about value. If you believe your skills, talents, and contributions are worth little, you will unconsciously set your prices too low, avoid asking for raises, or accept jobs that underpay you.
Yes.
If you believe your value is high, you will naturally seek and attract situations where you are compensated accordingly. It is not the marketplace alone that sets your worth. It is the energy you project through your beliefs that invites others to agree with you. Even the act of spending money mirrors your beliefs. If you spend with guilt or fear, you are telling your subconscious mind that money is leaving you and may not return, and your experience will reflect that fear. If you spend with gratitude and confidence, you are telling your subconscious that money is a circulating friend that returns multiplied, and you will see more evidence of that belief. In this way, every financial decision becomes both a reflection of your beliefs and an opportunity to shift them. It is also important to understand that beliefs about money are rarely isolated. They are tied to your beliefs about life, relationships, and personal power. If you believe the world is against you, that nothing works out for you, or that other people control your fate, those beliefs will inevitably show up in your financial circumstances. Conversely, if you believe that life supports you, that you are guided to the right opportunities, and that you have the power to create change, money will respond to those beliefs in tangible ways. Changing your financial situation at its root requires more than external strategies. It requires identifying the beliefs you have about money and replacing them with beliefs that support the reality you desire. This is not done by forcing yourself to think positively for a few minutes a day, but by consistently noticing your thoughts, words, and emotional reactions related to money and consciously choosing new ones. Repetition is the tool by which new beliefs are impressed upon the subconscious, and once they are rooted there, your financial reality will shift as naturally as night follows day. Money is the canvas, and your beliefs are the brush. The picture you see in your bank account, in your opportunities, and in your daily experience is the picture you have been painting all along, whether you were aware of it or not. When you understand this, you can stop struggling against circumstances and begin tending to the inner garden from which all circumstances grow. The more you align your beliefs with abundance, worthiness, and ease, the more clearly money will reflect those qualities back to you. Money flows where it is welcomed, because it is a form of energy, and energy naturally gravitates toward the places where it is allowed, appreciated, and put into motion. Just as water finds its way into open channels and sunlight fills an open room, money moves toward people and situations that provide a clear, open path for it to travel. When money senses an environment of fear, resentment, or hostility toward it, that path becomes blocked, and the flow slows to a trickle or stops altogether. When money finds an environment of gratitude, trust, and receptivity, It arrives more easily, stays longer, and often returns in greater measure. Welcoming money is not merely about wanting it. Many people want more money, yet their deeper attitudes repel it without them realizing it. If someone desires money but constantly speaks of it with disdain, calling it the root of all evil, or saying that it changes people for the worse,
Yep.
they have created an invisible contradiction.
Mm-hmm.
They are, in effect, telling money, "Come here," with one hand while pushing it away with the other. Money is impartial, but it responds to the tone and energy of the invitation. A half-hearted welcome is no welcome at all. To welcome money is to create both an inner and outer space for it to arrive. On the inner level, this means holding thoughts of abundance and worthiness. It means believing that money's arrival is natural, safe, and beneficial. On the outer level, it can be as practical as keeping your finances organized, paying your bills with gratitude rather than irritation, and being a good steward of the money you already have. Disorder, neglect, and carelessness toward money are forms of closing the door to it. When you treat the smallest amounts with respect, you signal that you are ready to receive larger amounts. Gratitude is one of the strongest forms of welcome. When you appreciate what you already have, you align yourself with the frequency of more.
Let me tell you something, and I will tell you again. You will move in silence so much more. I know I come into this space with you all, and so I am in a teaching space. This is how I see myself when I identify with V314 Bad Bitchcraft Radio. I am in a teaching space. Just so any of you who knew, the V314 Bad Bitchcraft Radio has been this name for a very long time. I was on Blog Talk Radio forever. It came to this name with reason. I'm going to tell you why. In ancient times, and still in today's time, but it still comes from ancient times, when you were teaching something, or when a student was at a place of learning or getting to the occult or esoteric, however you want to name it, which means all words to associate with things in life that were hidden in the matrix, right? Just whatever word you want to follow it with. These students would come across temples and buildings and places on their own. There would be a symbol at the door, something. And a lot of times there'll be a symbol, a sigil at the door that if you ain't at that lifestyle, you ain't at that frequency, you'll be scared off or you don't want to come in or whatever. And the ones who was intrigued by it were the ones who ended up becoming the students, were the ones who were ready, and they would go inside and the teacher would appear. Because they said the teacher appears when you're ready, right? And a teacher appears when you're ready, even through books. I stand on that very fucking strong. Okay. Books are magic. All right. So, V314 Bad Bitchcraft Radio has its name for a fucking reason. Okay. It's a sigil just by the name. When you come here, right, and you talk to me about the things you come to talk to me about, or things you're going to hear, you're going to hear a lot of things that you have not heard before. All right. You might come across some woman somewhere. We're out here. Don't get me wrong. We're out here. And I can name one other woman who I know, and I show you other women. I show you other women who communicate the way that I do. The frequency woman. There's another one. Her name starts with an M. I can't never find that woman for nothing. But she is kind of bound because she got some dude that making sure she doesn't go higher than herself that she's with. Unfortunately, and then you have uh she's a very beautiful girl too. Oh, she's so beautiful. And then you have uh who you got? I can't think right now. But the point is when you come here, these are the kind of people you're gonna cross paths with along with me. That's why it's V314 Bad Bitchcraft Radio. And that's why I stand on that name. Because anybody who sees that name and they go, okay, then what's this about? More than likely, when they're going to like it or they're going to hate it. but they're not going to stick around too long. And that's on purpose. I don't have to say nig nog and in with the hard R and dusty and all that kind of shit. I don't have to say all that to get you to go away. The information itself will make people go away. Nobody is going to accept something that says money frequency, especially if they have their religious beliefs and ideologies, right? Or atheist or whatever. No one's going to accept that there's a poverty frequency. Some people may get offended by the fact that I say that it's poor behavior to do X, Y, and Z. It's going to be people that's going to be offended by the fact that I'm talking about the 7 laws of money, the 12 laws of money, or the 48 laws of motherfucking money. There's going to be people being offended by that. I'm aware of that. So they're not going to stick around. But the ones who are ready and who have a brain and who are intelligent, you're going to find that y'all are the ones that's going to stick around and receive this information and apply it to your life and see that it does apply to your life. I want to let y'all know that. Everybody can't be here, and I'm glad for that. Everybody not going to be able to go in the back of the temple and listen to the things that I'm going to talk to them about and tell them, because they're not ready for that.
If you dismiss small amounts as insignificant or complain that they are not enough, you are telling money that its presence is not valued. But when you celebrate even the smallest inflow, a coin found on the street, a discount on a purchase, an unexpected gift, you are opening wider the channel through which money flows. Money responds to the emotional climate around it, and gratitude creates a warm, inviting atmosphere. Trust is another key aspect of welcoming money. If you constantly doubt that money will come, or if you expect it to vanish as soon as it arrives, you are creating an energetic barrier. Welcoming money means expecting it to arrive without the tension of desperation. It is much like welcoming a guest into your home. If you open the door with suspicion and mistrust, the guest will feel unwelcome, no matter what words you use. When you trust that money will come, and that it will come in ways that serve your highest good, you allow it to approach freely. Money also flows more readily where it is put into motion with purpose and joy. Hoarding money out of fear of losing it often has the opposite effect. It creates stagnation. Energy thrives on circulation. When you release money for things that enhance life, support others, or fulfill meaningful purposes, it tends to return in ways you could not have predicted. This is not to say that you must spend recklessly, but that you spend with the spirit of confidence and expansion rather than fear and contraction. Money that is used joyfully becomes like a traveler eager to return to a place where it was well treated. Your words are another powerful way you either open or close the door to money. Saying, "I never have enough," or "I can't afford that," is like placing a "do not enter" sign at the entrance to your financial life. Welcoming money means speaking of it in terms of possibility, such as, "I am ready for more," or "money comes to me easily and frequently." These words are not empty wishes. They are signals you send to your subconscious mind and to the energetic field around you, telling them what to prepare for. The more consistently you send a welcoming signal, the more natural it becomes for money to flow toward you. Welcoming money also means removing guilt or shame associated with having it. If you secretly feel that it is wrong to have more than others, or that you must justify every penny you receive, you create a subtle resistance. Money, like any guest, senses whether it is truly wanted or merely tolerated. Releasing guilt allows you to welcome it openly, knowing that it can be used as a force for good in your life and in the lives of others. When you see money as a tool for positive impact, it feels safe to come to you because it knows it will be put to uplifting use. Physical and symbolic acts can also play a role in welcoming money. Creating a space in your home or wallet that is orderly, uncluttered, and beautiful is a way of saying, "I am ready to receive." Treating your financial records with care and attention is another. Even the way you handle a single bill, folding it neatly instead of crumpling it, communicates a message about how you relate to money.
Now, I said you will carry your money differently. I passed my brother money yesterday, right? As I was saying, I'm in a teaching space, okay? So when I talk about my money experiences, I can be very transparent. And it's okay that I'm talking to you because I'm not per se telling my business. I'm just sharing my experiences to show how much is being put into action. Um, I passed my brother some money yesterday to do something for me. When I tell you them two bills were so goddamn fresh. I didn't even realize. Hold on. Let me ignore this motherfucker. This motherfucker. It could be me a voicemail. When I tell you, I didn't realize how damn fresh that money was. That money was fresh. Okay, you might get to a point you get money and you'll pass that money back and say, "Can I get a fresher $5 bill? Can I get a fresher?" I've seen people who handle money like that. Like, can I get a fresher dollar bill? Whatever. They don't want no old damaged, dull ass bill. You'll get like that.
These small gestures may seem trivial, but they add up to a
And it says words that shape your financial reality.
consistent signal that you are ready for and receptive to greater flow. It is important to understand that welcoming money is not about greed or grasping. It is about openness and readiness.
Mm-hmm.
A greedy attitude actually repels money because it comes from fear of not having enough. True welcome comes from a place of sufficiency, trusting that there is more than enough for everyone, and that receiving does not deprive anyone else. In this way, welcoming money is a generous act because it keeps the energy of wealth circulating in healthy, expansive ways. When you welcome money, you are also welcoming the experiences, opportunities, and growth that money can facilitate. You are saying yes not just to currency, but to the freedom it represents, the choices it allows, and the good it can create. The more sincerely you make space for it, mentally, emotionally, and physically, the more easily it finds its way to you. And as it arrives, it will come not as an intruder, but as a trusted friend who knows it belongs in your life. The words shape your financial reality because they are the audible expression of your inner beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And every word carries a vibration that influences both your subconscious mind and the world around you. When you speak, you are not
An audible expression of your inner beliefs. Write that down. And what it's an audible expression of your inner beliefs. That's why when you say shit to somebody, you can't take it back. You can't take that shit back. Once you say it, that's it.
merely describing your reality, you are instructing it. Your words are commands that your mind hears, accepts, and sets in motion to fulfill. This is why two people with the same circumstances can have entirely different financial outcomes. One speaks in ways that open doors, while the other speaks in ways that close them. Every statement you make about money plants a seed. If you say, "I can't afford that," you plant a seed of limitation. If you say, "I always have more than enough," you plant a seed of abundance. Your subconscious mind does not question the truth of these statements. It simply works to make them real. Over time, the seeds you have been planting through your words grow into the financial patterns of your life. This is why casual remarks about money, even made in humor, can take root. If you often joke about being broke, the mind absorbs the repetition without the humor and begins to accept it as a fact to be fulfilled. The words you use also influence your emotional state, and your emotions, in turn, affect your decisions. If you use language that emphasizes scarcity, "Money is tight," "I never have enough," "Everything is so expensive," you generate feelings of stress and anxiety. Those feelings can lead to cautious, fear-based decisions that keep you in the same place. On the other hand, words that emphasize possibility and sufficiency, "Money is flowing to me," "There's always a way," I'm open to new opportunities. Generate feelings of hope and creativity, leading you to notice and act on opportunities you might have missed. Your words are not just heard by you, they are also heard by others. And people tend to respond to you according to the energy you project through your language. If you speak about money with confidence and ease, others are more likely to offer you opportunities, trust you with responsibilities, or recommend you for ventures. If you speak with constant complaint or negativity about money, people may unconsciously distance themselves, seeing you as someone who is closed to growth or burdened by limitation. Words create a magnetic field that can either draw resources to you or push them away. The consistency of your language is crucial. Speaking words of abundance one day and words of lack the next sends mixed signals to your mind and to the energy around you. The results will reflect that inconsistency. To shape your financial reality with precision, your words must consistently align with the reality you want to create, not the one you want to leave behind. This means that even when circumstances seem contrary, you choose language that reflects your desired outcome rather than your current limitation. Saying, "I'm becoming more prosperous every day," when your bank account is low is not self-deception. It is directing the creative power of your words toward the reality you wish to see. The way you speak about money when you pay bills is a revealing example of how words shape reality. If you say, "There goes all my money," you frame the act of payment as loss, which reinforces the feeling of depletion. If you say, "I'm grateful to have the means to pay for this," you frame the same act as proof of abundance, reinforcing the idea that money is present and flowing. The words you choose determine whether your financial transactions feel like endings or beginnings, losses or exchanges. Another subtle yet powerful aspect of financial language is the avoidance of absolute limitations. Statements like, "I'll never be able to afford that," close the door completely. The mind hears "never" as a permanent command and stops looking for solutions. By contrast, replacing such statements with open-ended possibilities, "I'm finding ways to make that possible," keeps the mental door open. Words can either freeze your potential or keep it alive. It is also important to notice how you speak about the money of others. If you criticize or resent those who have more, you send a signal that having more is undesirable or unsafe. The mind then protects you from that imagined danger by ensuring you do not become like those you criticize. Speaking words of admiration or blessing toward the wealth of others communicates that wealth is something to be appreciated and welcomed,
Yes.
making it easier for you to experience it yourself. Your words can be used deliberately as tools for
And you and I use the I use the word wealth frequency with reason. Okay? I use the word wealth frequency for a reason, because to use the word wealth and health, like it all connects to each other, right? So it's like your wealth is your health is your wealth, right? So the wealth frequency, there's so much that's going to fall under that frequency. It's going to be your health, your well-being, how you live, how you living, you know what I'm saying? Your career choices, you know what I'm saying? How you begin to bring in more wealth for yourself. Like that word is a very powerful word. People use wealthy as, the term of, they use Beyonce and Jay-Z. That's the biggest example of wealthy, wealthy, wealthy. We can use the Osborne family as an example of wealthy, right? All of these different things. The Jackson family, right? We can use all of these different things um to uh to describe wealth, right? And to bring in you okay? And to bring in more wealth. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah. Wealth doesn't have to be you, it's a frequency thing. That's all I'm saying. Let's go.
transformation through affirmations and declarations. An affirmation is a conscious choice of words that declare what you desire as though it is already true. When repeated consistently and with conviction, affirmations reprogram the
Oh,
subconscious
I gotta pick
mind
this
and
up,
begin to
y'all.
shape your external reality.
Hold on, y'all. Pick this up. Hello? What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm kind of. Uh huh. Uh huh. I'm sorry. Are you okay? Where did you? Where you get an accident at? Where did you get your? Where you get an accident at? I'm saying, no. You got somebody to come get you? Okay. It's okay. So, I mean, if that happens, and you pull up, the reason I don't bother my brother is because he has to drop the baby off at mom's house and then leave, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if he'll be able to pick me up. It's already 12. Just let me know if you can't go and I can't go, then you got in that accident. There's nothing I could really do about it. I mean, if you're not going to work, let me know because I don't start getting ready to like 1:30. So let me know what you're gonna do, Rita. I'm here. Yeah, let me know. All right, just let me know. All right. Uh-huh. All right, y'all. I'm back. I'm back. Oh, wait, that's serious. That's serious. Okay. So your wealth connected to your health and all these things. It doesn't mean you have to have tremendous amount of money. That was an emergency, y'all. Y'all know I was I saw me ignoring all them phone calls. I was answering it, but a lot of times nobody say nothing, so I answer it. Okay, let's go. Let's get some more into this. Let's go.
For example, saying daily, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways, conditions your mind to notice and act on opportunities that align with that statement. Over time, your reality adjusts to match the repeated declaration. The tone and feeling behind your words matter just as much as the words themselves. If you say positive statements with doubt or sarcasm, you weaken their power. The subconscious mind responds most strongly when words are spoken with belief and emotion. This is why it is helpful to choose words that feel believable to you in the present moment. If saying, "I am a millionaire," feels hollow, you might begin with, "I am moving toward financial abundance," and gradually build your belief until the stronger statement feels natural. Even silent words, your internal dialogue, are part of shaping your financial reality. The thoughts you repeat to yourself throughout the day, though unheard by others, are constantly instructing your subconscious mind. If yourself talk about money is filled with worry, apology, or hopelessness, your external world will reflect that. Becoming aware of and shifting your inner words is as important as changing your spoken ones. Words also create momentum over time. A single negative statement may not drastically alter your financial life, but repeated daily, it becomes a pattern. Similarly, a single positive affirmation may not yield immediate change, but repeated daily, it begins to build a new foundation. Your financial reality today is, in large part, the cumulative result of the words you have been speaking and thinking over the years. By changing your words now, you set in motion a new trajectory. When you consciously choose words that affirm abundance, opportunity, and sufficiency, you are not pretending or ignoring reality. You are training your mind to focus on what you want rather than what you fear. Since your mind directs your attention, and your attention directs your actions, and your actions shape your results, the words you choose at the beginning of this chain ultimately determine the outcomes you see. In this way, words are not just descriptions. They are the architects of your financial experience. Generosity multiplies wealth because it places you in alignment with the natural law of circulation, where giving and receiving are part of the same continuous flow. Money, like air and water, is meant to move. When you hold it too tightly out of fear, you create stagnation. When you release it freely and with joy, you invite it to return to you in new and often multiplied forms. Generosity is not just an act of kindness. It is a signal to both your subconscious mind and the energetic field around you that you trust in abundance and that you are participating in its expansion. The act of giving shifts your mindset from scarcity to sufficiency. Scarcity says, I must hold on to what I have because there is not enough, while sufficiency says, I can share what I have because there is always more. When you give, you are declaring through action that you believe more is on its way. This declaration becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because your actions are aligned with trust rather than fear, and trust creates openings for new wealth to arrive. In this way, generosity is both a spiritual and a practical strategy for increasing prosperity. Generosity also changes the way you see yourself. When you give, you see yourself as someone who has enough to share, and this identity influences all of your financial decisions. People who see themselves as abundant tend to make bolder, more confident choices that attract greater opportunities. The self-image of a giver naturally draws circumstances that match that image, because the world responds to the energy you carry about yourself. When you identify as a source of blessing for others, you often find yourself surrounded by situations that bless you in return. There is a distinct difference between giving from fear and giving from joy. Giving from fear might look like giving out of obligation, guilt, or the hope of avoiding criticism. This kind of giving can feel draining, and it does not open the channels of abundance because the underlying energy is contraction. Giving from joy, on the other hand, is done with a light heart and a sense of pleasure in contributing to someone else's well-being. It feels expansive, and because it comes from a belief in plenty, it strengthens that belief and allows it to be reflected back to you. Generosity also strengthens relationships, which can be a significant source of both tangible and intangible wealth. When you give sincerely, whether through money, time, or resources, you create goodwill and trust. People remember acts of generosity, and those relationships often lead to opportunities, introductions, and assistance that money alone could not buy. Wealth is not built solely through numbers in a bank account. It is built through networks of trust and mutual support, and generosity is one of the most powerful ways to create such networks. The law of reciprocity is deeply embedded in human interaction. When you give freely, most people feel a natural desire to give something back, whether immediately or at some later time. This return does not always come from the same person you gave to. It may come through unexpected channels, appearing an opportunity, a gift, or a stroke of luck. By giving, you set in motion a chain of goodwill that can circle back to you in surprising ways, often multiplied from what you first gave. Generosity can also dissolve fear around money. When you release money willingly, you prove to yourself that you are not dependent on holding it tightly to feel secure. This loosens the grip of fear and opens you to the experience of trusting that money can and will return. Each time you give, you strengthen the belief that you live in a universe of replenishment rather than depletion. That belief changes the way you approach work, investment, and financial choices, making you more open to opportunities that expand your wealth. A generous attitude does not depend on large amounts of money. Even small acts of giving can create powerful shifts in energy and mindset. The key is the spirit in which you give. A small, heartfelt contribution can carry more abundance, generating energy than a large but begrudging one. When you give in a way that feels aligned with your heart, you amplify the energy of abundance in your life regardless of the amount. Generosity also reminds you of the interconnectedness of wealth. When you give to others, you participate in the larger economy of life, contributing to its health and vitality. The money you spend or give to someone becomes part of their flow, which may, in turn, come back to you or to others in your circle. This awareness keeps you from seeing money as static or finite and helps you view it as a moving, evolving force that is always finding its way back to where it is welcomed and appreciated. Generosity changes the story you tell yourself about money. If you have lived with a narrative that money is hard to come by, or that you must protect yourself from loss at all costs, the act of giving challenges that narrative directly. Each time you give, you create a new story, one in which you are a contributor, a source, a participant in the circulation of wealth. Over time, this story becomes your reality, and your financial circumstances adjust to reflect the generosity you have practiced. When you are generous, you often find that your capacity to give grows. This is because giving strengthens the belief in your own ability to create and receive. The more you act from abundance, the more evidence you find that abundance is real. This creates a cycle where giving and receiving feed each other, each reinforcing the other's existence. Many people who make generosity a regular practice are surprised to find that they feel richer, more secure, and more supported than when they were focused solely on holding on to what they had. The act of generosity can also open your creativity in financial matters. When you give, you signal that you are not dependent solely on your current resources, and this openness allows you to think beyond your present circumstances. You may notice new ideas for earning, new collaborations, or new ways to use what you have more effectively. Generosity can expand your perspective, helping you see opportunities that a fear-based, protective mindset might overlook. Generosity is not limited to money. Giving your knowledge, your skills, your time, and your attention all contribute to the same flow of abundance. Often, the non-monetary forms of generosity create the most lasting wealth because they build trust, reputation, and goodwill. These, in turn, attract opportunities that can have significant financial benefits. The underlying principle is the same: what you give with sincerity multiplies, often in unexpected and greater forms when it returns. When you give generously, you also inspire generosity in others. Your actions become a model, showing that giving is not a loss but an investment in the flow of abundance. This creates ripples beyond your immediate circle, fostering a culture of circulation where wealth moves freely and benefits many. In such an environment, you are more likely to experience abundance yourself because you are part of a larger, thriving system rather than isolated from it. Through generosity, you prove to yourself and to the world that wealth is not something to be hoarded, but something to be shared, expanded, and enjoyed. Each act of giving affirms that you trust the cycle of circulation, and that you see yourself not as a passive recipient of money, but as an active participant in its ongoing movement. Faith attracts abundance because it creates the inner certainty that what you desire is already on its way, and this certainty influences every choice, thought, and action you take. When you operate from faith, you are acting as though the outcome you seek is inevitable, and this shapes the energy you radiate into the world. People are drawn to work with, invest in, and support those who carry this quiet assurance because it conveys stability, possibility, and trustworthiness. Faith is not a vague hope. It is a focused conviction that aligns your mind, emotions, and behavior with the reality you want to experience. Faith is the foundation that allows you to move forward even when you cannot see the full path. In financial matters, this means taking steps toward your goals without waiting for every detail to be certain. Those who lack faith often wait until all conditions appear perfect before acting. But those with faith understand that the path often becomes visible only after the first steps are taken. This willingness to act without complete proof sends a signal to both your subconscious mind and the greater flow of life that you are ready for what you seek, which opens channels for abundance to arrive in ways you could not have planned. Abundance responds to the energy you hold, and faith is one of the highest and most magnetic energies you can project. Doubt sends a signal of hesitation, which can block opportunities or cause them to slip away before you act. Faith sends a signal of readiness, attracting circumstances and resources that match your belief. This is why two people with the same skills and opportunities can have vastly different results. One moves with confident expectation, while the other hesitates, and life reflects those different energies back to them. Faith transforms the way you respond to challenges. Without faith, setbacks are seen as signs that you should stop, that your goal is impossible, or that you are not meant to succeed. With faith, setbacks are simply temporary detours or lessons on the way to success. This perspective keeps you moving forward when others might quit, and this persistence often makes the difference between financial stagnation and growth. Abundance flows toward those who continue to act with confidence in their desired outcome, even when present circumstances suggest otherwise. Your faith also shapes the opportunities you notice. The mind filters information according to what it expects. If you believe opportunities are scarce, you will overlook or dismiss the ones that appear. If you have faith that opportunities are everywhere, your mind will be tuned to recognize them, even in unexpected places. Faith keeps your awareness open, making it far more likely that you will see and seize the possibilities that lead to greater abundance. The presence of faith changes your relationship with risk. Every financial decision involves some degree of uncertainty. Without faith, uncertainty can paralyze you, keeping you stuck in familiar but limited situations. With faith, uncertainty becomes a space for potential and creativity. You are willing to explore, experiment, and expand because you trust that the outcome will work in your favor, even if the path takes turns you did not anticipate. This openness to risk, guided by inner conviction rather than fear, often leads to breakthroughs that would be impossible in a more guarded state. Faith also impacts the language you use about money and abundance. When you speak from faith, you speak in terms of possibility and expectation rather than lack and limitation. Statements like, "I know the right opportunity is coming," or "Everything I need is finding its way to me," affirm your belief and strengthen it. Over time, your words reinforce your faith, and your faith continues to shape your reality in alignment with those words. This creates a self-sustaining loop where faith and abundance feed each other. The energy of faith influences not only you but also those around you. People can sense whether you believe in your own vision. Faith inspires confidence in others, which can lead to collaborations, investments, and partnerships that increase your resources. In contrast, doubt can make others hesitant to engage with you, no matter how good your ideas or intentions may be. By holding a steady belief in your desired outcome, you create an atmosphere that invites others to join in and contribute to your success. Faith encourages patience without passivity. It allows you to wait for the right opportunities without forcing outcomes prematurely. But it also keeps you engaged and active in preparation for what you believe is coming. This balance between patient expectation and steady action is a powerful attractor for abundance because it demonstrates both trust and readiness. Life often delivers what you are prepared to receive, and faith ensures that you remain prepared even when external evidence is still forming. When faith is present, you make decisions from a place of expansion rather than contraction. Expansion-oriented decisions are those that create more possibilities, open new paths, and allow greater inflow. Contraction-oriented decisions are those made solely to protect what you have out of fear that nothing more will come. Faith removes the grip of fear, freeing you to make choices that allow for growth. These choices compound over time, building greater and greater abundance. Faith also helps you maintain a sense of abundance, even before it is fully visible in your material world. This inner abundance, the feeling of already having enough, draws more into your life because it aligns with the principle that like attracts like. If you feel abundant, you project that abundance in your demeanor, decisions, and interactions, and life reflects it back to you. If you feel lack, even while striving for more, you project scarcity, and scarcity tends to persist. Faith allows you to embody the feeling of having before the physical evidence appears, which accelerates the arrival of that evidence. Maintaining faith requires conscious attention, especially in the face of external circumstances that seem to contradict it. This is why practices such as affirmations, visualization, and gratitude are often used to strengthen faith. By repeatedly focusing your mind on the desired outcome and the belief that it is already on its way, you reinforce your inner certainty. This internal focus becomes stronger than the pull of temporary appearances, allowing you to keep moving forward without losing your alignment. Faith is not the absence of uncertainty. It is the choice to believe in a favorable outcome despite uncertainty. This choice changes everything about how you move through life. You become less reactive, less swayed by setbacks, and more consistent in your efforts. Abundance tends to flow toward those who are steady and unwavering in their course, because they create a stable container for it to arrive and remain. Faith provides that stability, allowing you to hold space for abundance even before it appears. Faith is magnetic because it aligns your entire being, thoughts, emotions, words, and actions, with the reality you want to live in. This alignment creates coherence, and coherence is a powerful force for attraction. When every part of you is moving in the same direction, the outer world begins to match that direction with surprising speed and generosity. By cultivating faith, you are not merely wishing for abundance. You are preparing for it, embodying it, and creating the conditions for it to find you effortlessly.
Give me a second, y'all.
If the world were to strip me bare tomorrow, if the accounts emptied, the phone fell silent, and
Wait, that's it? All right, let's
I
talk.
speak to you now, not as a pile of coins or a printed note, but as a living presence.
Not as a pile of coin or a printed note, but a living presence. You know what's interesting? What's interesting about that is that let's keep listening. Hold on, let's keep listening.
I am the energy that moves through hands, minds, and hearts. I am the faithful servant, the obedient messenger of your thoughts and words. I am never idle. I flow where I am welcomed, and I multiply where I am honored. Some see me as scarce, and to them I am scarce. Some see me as abundant, and to them I am abundant. I am shaped by your vision. If you call me a problem, I will appear as a problem. If you call me a blessing, I will appear as a blessing. I am not here to punish or reward. I am here to reflect the pattern you hold within. I have been misunderstood for centuries. People have feared me, chased me, worshipped me, and even cursed me. Yet I am simple. I am like the river, I flow in channels prepared for me. I do not stop out of spite, nor surge out of favoritism. If your channel is narrow, my current is small. If your channel is wide and clear, I pour forth without measure. I do not belong to any one person, for I am always in motion. I do not grow stale when I am given, I grow stale when I am hoarded. Like air, I am meant to circulate. The one who releases me with joy sees me return with joy. The one who gives grudgingly calls me back grudgingly. The tone you use in sending me out is the same tone with which I return. When you think of me, think of life. Think of gardens in bloom, ships laden with treasures, hands extended in generosity. See me as your ally, not your adversary. Speak to me kindly. I hear every word you say about me. Call me easy to earn, easy to keep, easy to share, and you will find me arriving in ways that surprise you. I am not limited by your job, your background, or your circumstances. I come through countless doors. I come by inspired ideas, by sudden opportunities, by the meeting of the right person at the right time. I am moved by faith, not fear. When you say, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways, you throw open the gates to my arrival. If you have ever said, I can't afford.
Okay, I wanna tap back. Let's go back. Okay, this that introduction is always slapping. Don't know what it is about her, but her introductions are always slapping. Okay, now who's this? This is Florence Scovel, Shin Wisdom. Okay, yeah, this one is always good. Listen to this very first part. Let's go.
I speak to you now, not as a pile of coins or a printed note,
As a not as a pile of coins or a printed note,
but as a living presence.
but as a living presence.
I am the energy that moves through hands,
I'm the energy that moves through hands and
minds, and hearts.
hearts.
I am the faithful servant, the obedient messenger
I am the faithful servant and the obedient messenger
of your thoughts and words. I am never idled.
of your thoughts and words. I am never idled.
I flow where I am welcomed,
I flow where I am welcome.
and I multiply where I am honored.
I multiply where I am honored.
Some see me as scarce, and to them I am scarce.
Some see me as scarce, and to them I am scarce.
Some see me as abundant, and to them I am abundant.
Some see me as abundant, and to them I am abundant.
I am shaped by your vision. If you call me a problem, I will appear as a problem.
I am shaped by your vision. If you call me a problem, I would appear as a problem.
If you call me a blessing, I will appear as a blessing. I am not here to punish or reward. I am here to reflect the pattern you hold within. I have been misunderstood for centuries. People have feared me, chased me, worshipped me, and even cursed me. Yet I am simple. I am like the river, I flow in channels prepared for me. I do not stop out of spite, nor surge out of favoritism. If your channel is narrow, my current is small. If your channel is wide and clear, I pour forth without measure. I do not belong to any one person, for I am always in motion. I do not grow stale when I am given, I grow stale when I am hoarded. Like air, I am meant to circulate. The one who releases me with joy sees me return with joy. The one who gives grudgingly calls me back grudgingly. The tone you use in sending me out is the same tone with which I return. When you think of me, think of life. Think of gardens in bloom, ships laden with treasures, hands extended in generosity. See me as your ally, not your adversary. Speak to me kindly. I hear every word you say about me. Call me easy to earn, easy to keep, easy to share, and you will find me arriving in ways that surprise you. I am not limited by your job, your background, or your circumstances. I come through countless doors. I come by inspired ideas, by sudden opportunities, by the meeting of the right person at the right time. I am moved by faith, not fear. When you say, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways, you throw open the gates to my arrival. If you have ever said, I can't afford this, I felt the wall you built against me. When you say, I choose to have this, I feel the invitation. You command me with your words, whether you know it or not.
Right.
I am money.
Money.
I am here to serve you, to help you create.
How does it feel to know that money is here to serve you? How does it feel to hear that? The money is here to serve you. Okay. Because doesn't that kind of like twist your brain up a little bit? Like, don't your brain kind of get twisty inside? If you know what I mean? Like, how? I have to work for it. I have to, I have to get a job in order to get it. I have to hustle in order to get it, right? I'm talking about people who make it honestly. I have to, you know, all these things that come to get it. So how is it here to serve me? I understand. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. I'll take this. Excuse me, everyone. I have a major emergency in my background. Okay, so just give me a minute. For those of you that's hanging on, still hang on. We're going. Don't worry. We're gonna get back in the flow. We're gonna get back in the flow of this conversation. Um, just give me a moment to hit my background. All right. Handle something. Give me about 3 minutes, the most 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick little music. Give me a moment, y'all. Give me a moment. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Just give me a moment. Bro, I feel kind of bad. I'm like, did I throw my brother under the bus? Nah, I didn't throw him under the bus. He ain't pick up, bro. We didn't. I mean, I can't do nothing about it. If I'm stuck, I'm stuck. My bro be running in that bitch late. I'm not trying to bother him because I know the situation. So I feel kind of bad. I ain't even want to put my bro name out there, but he could. I don't feel like I threw him under the bus. If I can't get there, I can't get there. You know what I mean? I'm not stressing it. I'm just to the point. I'm okay. All right, so let's go, y'all. Money serves you. How does it feel to know that money serves you? Huh? How that feel to know that money serves you? Now, it's hard to wrap around our brain because if money serves us, why we gotta go out there and make it? Right? Why we gotta go get a job to get money? See, it's a cycling thing. Someone has created the job, right? Someone used what they had, which is their money, to help us generate money by the job that they created. See how it circles around?
To free your mind from needless worry. Welcome me without guilt. Use me without fear. Release me without doubt. For as you do, you will discover that I was never the master. You were.
Yes.
I am your tool, your mirror, your faithful.
I am your master. I am your tool. I am your mirror. Money is your tool. Money is your master. Money is your mirror. Now this is bringing me to astrology, right? Because Taurus, Venus is the zodiac sign of love and money and stuff too, right? If you didn't know, love will be the Libra and money will be Taurus, because Taurus and Libra share the mother planet of Venus, right? Just like Gemini and Virgo share the mother planet of Mercury, right? So you have all of these different things that go on.
Friend, and I will be to you exactly what you declare me to be. If you'd like, I can also create a closing section in the same style to match this introduction so you're full. I am money. Speech has a complete arc. Money reflects your inner beliefs because it is not merely a physical object or a fixed amount in an account. It is a living mirror of your consciousness. Every thought you think about money, every emotion you attach to it, and every story you repeat about it creates an invisible pattern that money faithfully reproduces in your experience. If deep within you there is a belief that money is scarce, difficult to earn, or easily lost, then money will behave in a way that seems to prove you right. You will find opportunities slipping away, unexpected expenses appearing, and income streams drying up without explanation. This is not because money has a mind of its own, but because your beliefs act as a magnet drawing experiences that match their vibration. If, however, you hold within yourself the unshakable conviction that money is abundant, that it comes to you easily, and that you are worthy of having it, you will see the outer world rearrange itself to match that conviction. A belief is not just a casual thought. It is a thought charged with feeling, repeated so often that it becomes a fixed law in your subconscious mind. Money responds, for it has no power except the power you give it through your consciousness. From childhood, many of us absorb the beliefs of our parents, teachers, and communities about money. If you were told repeatedly that money is hard to come by, that only certain people can have it, or that having too much is selfish, those statements may still live within you as unquestioned truths. You may work hard, set goals, or try new ventures, yet find that your results never exceed a certain limit. That limit is the boundary of your belief system. Until you transform the belief, the boundary remains. The relationship between money and your beliefs is like the relationship between a seed and the soil. The soil does not decide which seeds to grow, it simply nurtures whatever is planted in it. Your subconscious mind is the soil. Your beliefs are the seeds. Money is the harvest that grows according to the kind of seeds you plant. If you plant seeds of lack, fear, and doubt, you cannot expect to harvest abundance. If you plant seeds of prosperity, gratitude, and confidence, you will find your financial life growing strong.
Bro, I don't think y'all understand, bro. I feel so bad. I feel like I threw my brother under the bus. I do. I do. I hate this shit. I feel like I didn't want to. You know what it is? I'm gonna tell you why I'm upset. Because I said his name. I feel bad for saying his name. Okay, and he's the only one with that name. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I kind of called them by the other name so they would have got confused. They would have been like, "Who is that?" You know what I'm saying? I just feel bad because I said my brother's name, bro.
Strong and healthy. The truth is, money itself carries no emotion. It is neutral energy. Yet it faithfully reflects the emotional tone you associate with it. If you feel anxious when you think of money, you will unconsciously make decisions that keep you in situations where anxiety is justified. If you feel joyful and expectant when you think of money, you will naturally take actions and notice opportunities that bring more joy and increase your resources. This is why two people in identical circumstances can experience completely different financial realities. One sees opportunity everywhere. The other sees only obstacles, and both are proven right according to their beliefs. Your beliefs about money are not limited to the conscious thoughts you say out loud. They include the silent assumptions you carry about yourself.
Yes.
Whether you deserve good things,
Yes.
whether life supports you, whether the world is safe to prosper in. These hidden beliefs often show themselves in your automatic reactions. For example, if you receive unexpected money and your first thought is that something bad will happen to take it away, you are revealing a belief in loss rather than abundance. If you turn down an opportunity because you think it is too good to be true, you are showing a belief that good things are rare or unsafe. Money also reflects your beliefs about value. If you believe your skills, talents, and contributions are worth little, you will unconsciously set your prices too low, avoid asking for raises, or
Yo,
accept jobs that
this
underpay you.
let me tell you something. I saw this with somebody in my lifetime before where they demanded a certain amount of pay because of the work they put in. She was Capricorn. And Kia, the one I always talk about. And excuse me, woo. What I learned is I had a quote unquote download yesterday. I was watching something and it was stating this very thing that she was saying, like being paid with your worth. You know, don't sell yourself cheap. And I remember this one woman who does incredible readings. I mean, her readings are awesome, right? And she charged low prices for, like, I mean, literally what you would call crackhead prices for the motherfucking readings. And I was just like, this woman should not be charging this much. I shouldn't even get a reading for this much from this one. This is crazy. But I also realized that all comes into value and self-worth to how some, you know what, he might still be asleep. Shit, he might still be asleep. Of how someone would charge. You see, I know people who be like, they don't even charge for readings, this, that, and the third, blah, blah. I've had someone say that you know, God's word ain't no hustle and this, that, and the third. I've heard that before. But here's the thing. You have to be paid with your worth. Okay? You should be paid with your worth. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that you feel that you are worth. And so, yeah. Go ahead.
If you believe your value is high, you will naturally seek and attract situations where you are compensated accordingly. It is not the marketplace alone that sets your worth. It is the energy you project through your beliefs that invites others to agree with you. Even the act of spending money mirrors your beliefs. If you spend with guilt or fear, you are telling your subconscious mind that money is leaving you and may not return, and your experience will reflect that fear. If you spend with gratitude and confidence, you are telling your subconscious that money is a circulating friend that returns multiplied, and you will see more evidence of that belief. In this way, every financial decision becomes both a reflection of your beliefs and an opportunity to shift them. It is also important to understand that beliefs about money are rarely isolated. They are tied to your beliefs about life, relationships, and personal power. If you believe the world is against you, that nothing works out for you, or that other people control your fate, those beliefs will inevitably show up in your financial circumstances. Conversely, if you believe that life supports you, that you are guided to the right opportunities, and that you have the power to create change, money will respond to those beliefs in tangible ways. Changing your financial situation at its root requires more than external strategies. It requires identifying the beliefs you have about money and replacing them with beliefs that support the reality you desire. This is not done by forcing yourself to think positively for a few minutes a day, but by consistently noticing your thoughts, words, and emotional reactions related to money and consciously choosing new ones. Repetition is the tool by which new beliefs are impressed upon the subconscious, and once they are rooted there, your financial reality will shift as naturally as night follows day. Money is the canvas, and your beliefs are the brush. The picture you see in your bank account, in your opportunities, and in your daily experience is the picture you have been painting all along, whether you were aware of it or not. When you understand this, you can stop struggling against circumstances and begin tending to the inner garden from which all circumstances grow. The more you align your beliefs with abundance, worthiness, and ease, the more clearly money will reflect those qualities back to you. Money flows where it is well.
I got another call, y'all. This might be him. Let me see. What the hell is this? Hold on. More ring, more ring. Hello? If I don't know the goddamn number, I'm not picking up. Fuck that shit.
Welcomed, because it is a
I
form of
don't know
energy,
the number.
and energy naturally gravitates toward the places where it is allowed.
All right. So let's back it up. Let's back it up, 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 back it up. All right. Now we heard this term before. All the spiritual folk, all the hotep folk out there, all of y'all. Money is energy. But whoever broke it down like this, whoever told you it was like this. Now I've been to about Frances Scoville Shin. I discovered her in my time when I was deep digging in the crates and I was finding all kind of shit. And I took a lot of notes, okay, a whole lot of notes. Jeez. Okay. But this one right here, I remember when I discovered her, it had to be my young 30s. It had to be about 32, 33. I discovered this woman, probably younger than that. And I said, oh shit, this woman ain't shit to fuck with. Blavatsky, I couldn't understand a goddamn thing she said. I don't even know how they recorded her. She just sounds so like, what is she? I can't understand her. I can read her books though, but I can't understand. But this one right here, when I first heard her talk, because I think she did a book on writing nonfiction as well. And that book is really good as well. This woman right here ain't shit to fuck with. Let me make sure y'all can see what she look like. Still can't see it. Look at her. She ain't shit to fuck with. Okay? I love people like this. I'm gonna tell you something about this, and I want this message to black folk and people of color. You gotta understand one thing. there was a, I want to say paradox. I don't know why I want to say paradox. There was a matrix of a mentality that black people were being pulled into. And the wise ones accepted segregation. The wise ones left their towns and moved to the north and made better lives for themselves, right? The wise ones did, right? And there's some that they just stayed where they were and they just believed it, and that was a part of what the life was, and it is. Now, as a New York City mother person, excuse me, New York City bitch, I can tell you that there's a lot of separatism. And I'm still gonna live my best motherfucking life. I mean, that's just me. But there's a lot of separatism and there's a lot of caste systems. The caste system as well as separatism, right? Now, I can't speak for those times. I wasn't in those times. I don't have a past life memories of those times. But I will say this: a lot of the people who were segregated, a lot of them actually enjoyed being segregated. You know, I'm talking about the black and people of color. They actually enjoyed being segregated. The thing is that it depends on what state of mind you were in and what state, meaning what state you were in this lifetime. Because these people existed in these times. You got to understand. There were people like this woman that existed in this time, in these times. There were people like this that existed in the 1800s, 1700s. There are people like this that exist in these times. And I understand why everyone's using the term the chosen one. I've been told that years ago by this lady. She was like, "You're one of the chosen ones," you know, or something else she had called me to. And I remember another woman. She saw me and she's like, Minty, you're definitely a star seed. You're not an indigo. You're a star seed. Okay. All right. Let's go. Now we're gonna bring it back. All right, because this is a lesson. Let's go.
I speak to you now, not as a pile of coins or a printed note, but as a living presence. I am the energy that moves through hands.
I love the way it starts. I'm not a pile of coins. I'm not just a note. See, I remember I saw this documentary, y'all. Y'all probably seen it too. It just said, your money is just a note. just a, that when you look at money, you're looking at debt. It's just a note, right? That's what you were told. But did you ever notice, for those of you that are millennials, do you ever notice how different money have been feeling through the times? Do you ever know how good money feels now? Like money has a feeling to it when you get into like $100 bills and these new dollar bills. Like it's like it feels, there's a feeling to money. They put some extra type of fabric on that motherfucker that makes it feel good. I don't know if anybody knows that. But there's this feeling to money, right? That I noticed that uh in time, because it's not so much of them trying to see if it's fake and all type of shit like that. You gotta, yeah. Now, they said that money was a debt, that you were looking at a debt note every time you looked at money. And so therefore, I would tell you something, and I feel this intuitively, and this is where we all, I speak for all of you who come into this space with me, to be more careful. Now, I'm not saying that these people don't sit here and feel this way about the things they feel, but you have to be very, very careful, because I call these people the witch hunters, and I'm going to tell you why. These people, they have to get another name. They have to get another name, but I'll call them witch hunters for now. What these people do is, these disagreeable spirits are tricky. That's it. What disagreeables do is they will know that something works for somebody. They will see information like this. They will know information like this exists. And they will go into the world and they will purposefully say the opposite, like purposefully, just to interrupt the magic, right? Just to interrupt what's going on. And I need y'all to understand something. That's life. What goes up must come down. What goes down must come up. What goes left, what goes right. That's how the universe works, okay? You be like, this right here is a great idea. Somebody say, nope, it's not a great idea. Nope, it's not a great idea. And you be like, why it's not a great idea? Because it's just not a great idea. That's what they'll say. Just to be a fucked up, disagreeable spirit. Okay? So you have to be able to watch for the hook, because the mind is very tricky. And you have to learn to have more control over your mind.
Minds and hearts. I am the faithful servant, the obedient messenger of your thoughts and words. I am never idled. I flow where I am welcomed, and I multiply where I am honored. Some see me as scarce, and to them I am scarce. Some see me as abundant, and to them I am abundant. I am shaped by your vision. If you call me a problem, I will appear as a problem.
Yep.
If you call me a blessing, I will appear as a blessing.
Absolutely.
I am not here to punish or reward. I am here to reflect the pattern you hold within.
Yep.
I have been misunderstood for centuries. People have feared me, chased me, worshipped me, and even cursed me. Yet I am simple. I am like the river, I flow in channels prepared for me. I do not stop out of spite, nor surge out of favoritism. If your channel is narrow, my current is small. If your channel is wide and clear, I pour forth without measure. I do not belong to any one person, for I am always in motion. I do not grow stale when I am given, I grow stale when I am hoarded. Like air, I am meant to circulate. The one who releases me with joy sees me return with joy.
When I hear about circulation and money, right? What I realize is, I feel like that's people who build businesses, right? Because you have to put money in to get money out situation. You get what I'm saying? Put money in to get money out. So I see that as a business thing. I also see that for people who build jobs for people. You see what I'm saying? That's the money circulating. When someone works my company as my personal assistant and I pay them, right? And they're helping me with my business, then that's how the money's circulating. But this is why you have to build a team. See, now I understand, because money likes to work together. Money likes togetherness. Money likes people. Money likes people who treats it right, that treats it good. And so money is going to just keep going around and around and around.
The one who gives grudgingly calls me back grudgingly. The tone you use in sending me out is the same tone with which I return. When you think of me, think of life. Think of gardens in bloom, ships laden with treasures, hands extended in generosity. See me as your ally, not your adversary. Speak to me kindly. I hear every word you say about me. Call me easy to earn, easy to keep, easy to share, and you will find me arriving in ways that surprise you. I am not limited by your job, your background, or your circumstances. I come through countless doors. I come by inspired ideas, by sudden opportunities, by the meeting of the right person at the right time. I am moved by faith, not fear. When you say, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways, you throw open the gates to my arrival. If you have ever said, I can't afford this, I felt the wall you built against me. When you say, I choose to have this, I feel the invitation. You command me with your words, whether you know it or not. I am money. I am here to serve you, to help you create, to free your mind from needless worry. Welcome me without guilt. Use me without fear. Release me without doubt. For as you do, you will discover that I was never the master. You were. I am your tool, your mirror, your faithful friend. And I will be to you exactly what you declare me to be. If you'd like, I can also create a closing section in the same style to match this introduction so you're full. I am money. Speech has a complete arc.
Right.
Money reflects your inner beliefs because it is not merely a physical object or a fixed amount in an account. It is a living mirror of your consciousness.
A living mirror of your consciousness. Let me tell y'all something. There are times I will calculate my money and two things that happen. I think something is more than it is, and it's not. I'll talk to my money. All right, let's see what we got to do here. Let's see how we going to handle this. Right? And I want you to do the same thing. I'll be like, all right, I don't, whatever your money, whatever you call your money, call it by its name. You're like, well, how we going to see how we going to do this? Let's see how this going to manifest. Let's see what's going to happen. And you know what happens? It what's the name? You know what I'm saying? What's the name? It fucking you think I think I'm gonna pay more, and we end up not paying as what we thought we was gonna pay. I end up thinking I'm gonna get less, and I end up getting more than what I thought I was gonna get less. See how it works? The relationship with your money will take care of you. You see? When you sit here, people are like, oh, God bless you. Nah, I be like, listen, I send some divine supply your way. Thank you for doing that for me. And I hope you get some and I send divine supply your way. For real. How beautiful does that sound? To tell somebody that you send divine supply their way for doing that for you. Okay, that's what brother texted me back.
Every thought you think about money, every emotion you attach to it, and every story you repeat about it creates an invisible pattern that money faithfully reproduces in your experience. If deep within you there is a belief that money is scarce, difficult to earn, or easily lost, then money will behave in a way that seems to prove you right. You will find opportunities slipping away, unexpected expenses appearing, and income streams drying up without explanation. This is not because money has a mind of its own, but because your beliefs act as a magnet drawing experiences that match their vibration. If, however, you hold within yourself the unshakable conviction that money is abundant, that it comes to you easily, and that you are worthy of having it, you will see the outer world rearrange itself to match that conviction. A belief is not just a casual thought. It is a thought charged with feeling, repeated so often that it becomes a fixed law in your subconscious mind. Money responds to these subconscious laws without fail, for it has no power except the power you give it through your consciousness. From childhood, many of us absorb the beliefs of our parents, teachers, and communities about money. If you were told repeatedly that money is hard to come by, that only certain people can have it, or that having too much is selfish, those statements may still live within you as unquestioned truths. You may work hard, set goals, or try new ventures, yet find that your results never exceed a certain limit. That limit is the boundary of your belief system. Until you transform the belief, the boundary remains. The relationship between money and your beliefs is like the relationship between a seed and the soil. The soil does not decide which seeds to grow, it simply nurtures whatever is planted in it. Your subconscious mind is the soil. Your beliefs are the seeds. Money is the harvest that grows according to the kind of seeds you plant. If you plant seeds of lack, fear, and doubt, you cannot expect to harvest abundance. If you plant seeds of prosperity, gratitude, and confidence, you will find your financial life growing strong and healthy. The truth is, money itself carries no emotion. It is neutral energy. Yet it faithfully reflects the emotional tone you associate with it. If you feel anxious when you think of money, you will unconsciously make decisions that keep you in situations where anxiety is justified.
All right, let's go. Let's move it up a little bit more, creating a welcoming environment for wealth. Okay, hold on. That sounds like a good one. I was going to do aligning actions with abundant thinking. We're going to probably do, we didn't do faith already. We already know about that. Overcoming limits and money stories. Okay. Before we do that, we're going to work backwards. We're going to go create a welcoming environment of wealth. Okay, let's go.
With a narrative that money is hard to come by, tell yourself about money. You view it as a moving, evolving force that is always finding its way back to where it is welcomed and appreciated. Generosity changes the story you tell yourself about money.
Okay, we're about
If
to
you have lived with a narrative that money is hard to come by, or that you must protect yourself from loss at all costs, the act of giving challenges that narrative directly. Each time you give, you create a new story, one in which you are a contributor, a source, a participant in the circulation of wealth. Over time, this story becomes your reality, and your financial circumstances adjust to reflect the generosity you have practiced. When you are generous, you often find that your capacity to give grows. This is because giving strengthens the belief in your own ability to create and receive. The more you act from abundance, the more evidence you find that abundance is real. This creates a cycle where giving and receiving feed each other, each reinforcing the other's existence. Many people who make generosity a regular practice are surprised to find that they feel richer, more secure, and more supported than when they were focused solely on holding on to what they had. The act of generosity can also open your creativity in financial matters. When you give, you signal that you are not dependent solely on your current resources, and this openness allows you to think beyond your present circumstances. You may notice new ideas for earning, new collaborations, or new ways to use what you have more effectively. Generosity can expand your perspective, helping you see opportunities that a fear-based, protective mindset might overlook. Generosity is not limited to money. Giving your knowledge, your skills, your time,
Yes.
and your attention all contribute to the same flow of abundance.
Yes.
Often, the non-monetary forms of generosity create the most lasting wealth because they build trust, reputation, and goodwill. These, in turn, attract opportunities that can have significant financial benefits. The underlying
This is why when you're in this space, I want everyone to hear me out very closely. When you come into this space, after a while, I'm talking to I know I'm talking to myself here. You're going to have to go, as they say, behind the wall, or as I say, go into the temple, or you're going to have to go into private spaces. Eventually, you're going to have to, and go with the people who truly support you. One thing I learned is I told myself this, and I promised myself this. Whenever I take myself in a private space with all of you, whoever decide to come, I don't give a damn if it's only 5 of you. I'll be happy with just that. Okay. When I go into this private space, right, I'm going to give my best. Okay. In that space, I'm going to give my best. I'm going to be my best, meaning that, the way I be like, hold on and interrupting and get, I won't do that when you're paying me. Do you see what I'm saying? I won't do that to the people who's taking the time to pay to listen to me and really get my services and my help and stuff like that. I won't do that to people who truly support me closely. I'll make sure that I give them something very useful every time I get on that microphone. The problem that I see, I I I get what people be doing. I really do. And I watch them and I'm like, okay, and I like your information. They sell themselves very good on YouTube, but they don't deliver. That's what I'm saying. They sell so good on YouTube. Their videos sell good. The divestors sell you good. It all sells really, really good. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, that, it, they don't deliver once you get behind that wall with them. You get disappointed. It's like they get lazy. That's the point. It's like, you could have put this video on YouTube. Now, divestors, no, they can't. They can't put that shit. But it still doesn't deliver. Okay? It doesn't deliver. I think that I'm starting to pick up that there are people. I don't want to be too judgy or too critical. I really don't. I don't. I just think that there's people, they get lazy. I can say that. I think it gets lazy once you get back there with them. And because of that experience that I've had for the past years, I like when I decide to go do it, I'm going to do it in a way where I deliver nicely, where I deliver my best. You feel me? Because you have to respect. I don't think they respect the fact that people are paying the money. That's the point I'm making. I don't think they respect it. They don't respect it. I have more respect that you're paying me something. So you understand? This is what she's talking about with the money circulating. Let's rewind it back a little bit. Let's just listen to again what she's saying here.
Tell yourself about money. If you have lived with a narrative that money is hard to come by, or that you must protect yourself from loss at all costs, the act of giving challenges that narrative directly. Each time you give, you create a new story, one in which you are a contributor, a source, a participant in the circulation of wealth. Over time, this story becomes your reality, and your financial circumstances adjust to reflect the generosity you have practiced. When you are generous, you often find that your capacity to give grows. This is because giving strengthens the belief in your own ability to create and receive. The more you act from abundance, the more evidence you find that abundance is real. This creates a cycle where giving and receiving feed each other, each reinforcing the other's existence. Many people who make generosity a regular practice are surprised to find that they feel richer, more secure, and more supported than when they were focused solely on holding on to what they had. The act of generosity can also open your creativity in financial matters. When you give, you signal that you are not dependent solely on your current resources, and this openness allows you to think beyond your present circumstances. You may notice new ideas for earning, new collaborations, or new ways to use what you have more effectively. Generosity can expand your perspective, helping you see opportunities that a fear-based, protective mindset might overlook. Generosity is not limited to money. Giving your knowledge, your skills, your time, and your attention all contribute to the same flow of abundance. Often, the non-monetary forms of generosity create the most lasting wealth because they build trust, reputation, and goodwill. These, in turn, attract opportunities that can have significant financial benefits. The underlying principle is the same: what you give with sincerity multiplies, often in unexpected and greater forms when it returns. When you give generously, you also inspire generosity in others. Your actions become a model, showing that giving is not a loss but an investment in the flow of abundance. This creates ripples beyond your immediate circle, fostering a culture of circulation where wealth moves freely and benefits many. In such an environment, you are more likely to experience abundance yourself because you are part of a larger, thriving system rather than isolated from it. Through generosity, you prove to yourself and to the world that wealth is not something to be hoarded, but something to be shared, expanded, and enjoyed. Each act of giving affirms that you trust the cycle of circulation and that you see yourself not as a passive recipient of money, but as an active participant in its ongoing movement. Faith attracts abundance.
Right. Because we're going to play this back again. Okay. Uh, laughing at my brother. Hold on. Let's get back into this. Okay. We're going to do this in doses. Okay. What's going on is when, let's just use the perfect example I just gave you all. Okay. Let's say I go behind the scenes. Behind the scene is not just Patreon. Everybody knows Patreon, right? But it's not just Patreon. But let's say, damn, why did I turn this way? I should turn the other way. Let's say I go behind the scenes, right? Let's just say I go behind the scenes, right? I go behind the temple, right? I go into the temple with you guys. Now, I go into the temple. What is my purpose of going into the temple? That means that I am able to talk to you guys in a much more direct way. I'm able to be more honest with you guys, right? I'm able to say what I can't say in the way that I can say it on YouTube, right? Or any other platform, for that matter, right? Okay. However it is, I decide to do that with you guys, right? So, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Is first of all, what is my purpose, right? What is your purpose? That's for you. What is your purpose for going private, right? And the purpose of you going private is for what? So you can just go behind the wall and uh go behind the wall, and is the purpose for you to be out so you can just go behind the wall, talk shit about the people you really want to talk shit about? Is the purpose of you going behind the wall uh so that you can you get what I'm saying? You get understand what I'm, but like, what is the purpose of you going private, that you want to talk to the people directly? What is it that you want to say? Okay, now I'm talking to you out there. What do you want to really say that you can't really say out here, or out here in this way? Because people will still pay you just to hear you say what you don't want to say. People will pay to infiltrate and hear you talk shit about other people to go stir up shit. That ain't really gonna stop shit. Like, is it really does it serve a purpose to go private to talk shit? See? And that's what you have to listen for. Are you going private with the videos that you kind of just weaned out and decided, I'm just going to throw this in the back for everybody? Are you really just trying to get your money up and this is it? Like, I pay attention to a lot of shit that people do. I've been around long enough to pay attention like this. And there are people that actually had, like this. Actually, I have to say, there was one person where her information was, I was like, it was useful. Okay. It was very useful. Um, okay, hold on, microphone. All right, mic check. Mic check. Okay. It was very useful because uh it's something that till this day I can go back and listen to and I can apply to my life. Like, and that's how many years ago it was. Okay. It was useful because the information she was talking about was, at the time, for me, information I've never heard before, so it was very useful for me. Okay. Now you're gonna probably say, well, maybe that's why you are the way you are with these people. No, 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 no. Excuse me. No, 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 no. Because that information that she was given was more information from what she was talking about. That information that she had you pay for in the background, or you had go to her live and listen to her talk and stuff, or talk to her, was not information that she talked to live. Even when she went on national TV, she did not talk about this stuff. You had to get her privately to get that information. That's what makes you exclusive. See, what is it about you that makes you exclusive? Okay, so that's key. And this is about your wealth as well. This is about what you're worth as well. I think a lot of people just want to go in the background just to talk shit. It's literally what. Excuse me, why am I yawning? How many YouTubers went in the background to talk shit? How many YouTubers just talk shit on YouTube, but they didn't have to go in the background to talk shit? Okay, I'm just saying. I agree. Okay, wait, we ain't got to get into fave. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, releasing fear and guilt around money. Remember, I told you we was gonna work it backwards. Alright. We we have been fucked and programmed in this world on so many levels. I don't give a damn if you a virgin out here. You've been fucked. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Um Now, where am I getting at? 'Cause something hit my mind. What I'm saying is we have been fucked about the idea of what money is and how to handle money and how to get money, how to wait for money, how to do money. We are healing generational curses about the idea of money. This is a very dark example, but this is a great example, okay? I don't recommend nobody to watch this movie, okay? If you have experienced sexual abuse, extreme sexual abuse, if you have extreme family trauma, I suggest you not watch Mississippi Dam. I shouldn't even say the movie name, but don't watch that movie. I won't repeat it. The man, trigger warning, everybody, trigger warning, okay? The young boy played basketball, and he said his mother sent him off to a guy that she was dealing with. And the guy that she was dealing with was sent off to help the son, who was a little boy. And little boy ended up being humiliatingly violated by this man. It was something out of like prison, like, it's, if you ever watched prison movies, right? He just violated this young boy. And this boy was, it was that prison scene where they're screaming for their life and then suddenly it goes quiet. They said that's the most scariest part about when people are violated, is the quiet, is silence, right? And so when he grew up, he became a major basketball player, like big all-time basketball player. And there was a scene with his wife, and he talked about money and money and money. And she said, I never gave a fuck about your money. All you ever did was blow your money. Every time you got money, you just threw your money away. You just blew your fucking money. And that was a very powerful saying. And the reason why he blew his money like that, he didn't give a fuck about money because of how he made money. Because what had to happen to him in order for him to get that money. And so, the secrecy and all of that, him being a young boy, being a man, and the women and all this shit, we know he probably didn't even give a fuck about sex either because of this sexual violation, right? This is the same way that money has fucked us all up. For those of us who have experienced, not to that extremity, but that's the extremity that I can explain it. If you have money and you blow your money, you throw your money away and all this and that, you have to look at how you treat yourself. You have to look at how you feel about yourself. You have to look at how you were told to feel about yourself. You see? You have to look at besides the psychology of that, what have you been told about money? What have you been shown about money? Why you do that with your money? I was talking to the financial advisor and I said, I gotta have luxury when I eat, you know? I gotta, I gotta have my food served to me, you know? I gotta have my food served to me. All right. I gotta have, you know, like, I gotta eat Japanese food with chopsticks and all that. I gotta eat Starbucks. I gotta drink Starbucks and I gotta be real fancy with it when I eat. That's what my money go to. And she said, uh, she went to say, well, there's nothing wrong with that. She's like, there's nothing wrong with wanting to treat yourself out with money and this, that, and the third, and all this and that, and da 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 da. That's what she told me. But the psychology of it hit me one day when I was sitting down with my brother and we were all eating, right? And we were sitting down, we were eating, and I was like, you know what? Growing up, I was raised around Tauruses. You know, my parents always ate out for food, spent money. They always taught me when you go out to eat something different. Don't eat the same thing you eat every day. Go to a restaurant and you eat something different than what you used to eating, right? And I was like, okay. And I had chefs and my grandmother. She had a lot of Caribbean food. I can go on and on about all the different stuff that was my life. And so, what began to happen is that in life, I started realizing how much I like to treat my family and myself out for food. Okay? How much I like to treat myself out for food. And you know what? It all stems from the psychology of that experience of being, growing up, grandma cooking, you know, food or eating out or going to restaurants and treating myself out. All of this was my comfort for myself, right? But here's the thing, that also is where I escape. See, I also escape with my money because I also hoard my money as well. So I had all these different things that I was doing with my money, and it all was a reflection of how I was raised. I didn't even know how to act when I had money. I didn't even know how to act with money. Okay. Now, let's get into something. You have to tap into the psychology of money. You have to tap into your psychology of money. That's what I'm saying. Your psychology of money. And you have to correct that. I didn't know what I was worth. I've been so abused. See, I've been so abused. I have been abused. I have been abused for being pretty. I have trauma induced beauty. That I think there's something like that is called trauma induced from beauty or something like that. Yeah. That's real. And so I have to realize because of that, I have to pick myself back up and I have to build a different identity in mind. This is why when I got sick like I did, and then I had a family member who's going through a health crisis, excuse me, not holiday, a health obstacle, it changed my mind, it changed my life. This is why even with with my partner, I'm like, she looks and she goes, she notices things, and I'll be like, nah, no, like I told her, I don't care about that. And because she's looking into the past, because that's what she does, I said, I don't care about that no more. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. A lot of these grants are about wealthy people. When you're seeking a grant for whatever you're seeking a grant for, that's by wealthy people. I mean, can we just all accept that poverty is the root of all evil? Do you know how stingy and selfish poor motherfuckers are? If they build something, they build something to steal from people. Wealthy people don't get away. Rich people don't get away with stealing from people. They never do. That's why it gets exposed. But motherfuckers in the hood and these low life trailer park, low life living shit, them motherfuckers don't get a penalty, don't get a something. The penalty they get is they get sick. But even then, they still get to leave with a whole lot of money before they get the fuck before they take off. It don't have to always be money, you know. Right. Yeah. Okay, so this is why we learned that yes, I'm still here. I'm not falling asleep, y'all. I'm here. Okay. Okay. Okay, today is a day that the universe lined up for me, like uh to get things done day. Like, just don't want to talk about it, but I'm here. That's the point. All right, I'm here. So when you spread your money out, meaning you put this saving account, this investment. I don't want to use the word saving, but this investment, this investment, this investment, this investment. Make sure you label your investments too. Make sure you say this is for, school investment. This is for food investment. Just rainy day investment. This is investment. So it circulates. Okay, you just spread out these different accounts. And one thing I do is my rollover money, like when you swipe your card, what happens is I put that in a savings account. I have a significant name for that account, right? And you spread out this account and you attach other cards to that card, and then you put that card as a certain account. You don't just label it as your your Chase card or your whatever banks we have out here. Oh, it's so many different banks, right? Or whatever bank card it is, right? You label it as something. It has a purpose to where the money is going. That's another way of circulating the money out. I feel like that's another way, is because it's not just like you're not necessarily hoarding it. You know what I'm saying? You're actually spreading it out. It has a purpose and it's coming out and it's going to go out to something certain. Wrong screen again. Here we go. Hmm. After this, oh, we are okay. Oh, geez, guys, we are at 3 hours. I did not even fucking realize that. But I know why we went to 3 hours, because I had too many breaks and I was not paying attention to the time. Okay. Okay, guys. So what's gonna happen? I'm gonna shut this down. All right, I'm gonna shut this down. We're gonna continue this topic. And then we are going to tap into the laws of money. We're gonna really tap into those things. Okay. Um, we're gonna first see what the 12 laws of money is and then all that stuff. So we're gonna after this, I guess the next topic is gonna be laws of money. Okay. Let's go. All right, give me like 2 minutes.